JM Smucker beat analyst profit forecast for the most recent quarter, fueled by demand for Uncrustables snacks and fruit spreads. The company is the latest food giant to warn about nagging inflationary pressures. Joining us now is JM Smucker CEO Mark Smucker. Yahoo Finance's Brooke DePalma is here as well. Mark, always good to see you here. Stock is down in the early going here, and some of the early analyst coverage is focusing on inflation and the impact to margins. Is there any sign in the business that the inflation you're dealing with is nearing some form of peak?
Well, what we remain focused on is the momentum of our business. And clearly, we've had some fantastic results from a top line perspective, and we've done exceptionally well managing through this unique dynamic environment, whether it's supply chain or inflation. And we have been able to pass along inflation justified pricing to our customers, and we've been able to partner with them. So we've been able to recover on a dollar for dollar basis our cost increases while maintaining momentum, as you highlighted, on Uncrustables, and essentially every single one of our businesses is up.
And Mark, I want to take a deeper look into that coffee portfolio. This quarter coffee sales increased 6%. Last quarter, we saw an increase of 8% for Cafe Bustelo and Dunkin'. How much longer do you think the company will ride the wave of increased at-home consumption?
Well, consumption, even though we're largely sort of coming out of the pandemic, the hybrid work environment is going to continue. We're going to continue to see people working from home for potentially for a long time because folks aren't going back to the office. So we do think at-home consumption will stay elevated. 70% of cups consumed are actually consumed at home. And with Dunkin' and Bustelo, those are the fastest growing brands in the category. So we have tremendous growth on both of those brands. And then K-Cups as well. K-Cups, we've outpaced the K-Cup segment. And that's all our brands, Folders included. So very good performance on all brands in our coffee portfolio. And we view that will continue.
And now, Mark, sticking with that coffee topic, JM Smucker has recently entered a strategic partnership with that pure play coffee and tea brand, JDEP. Now, this comes as your away from home consumption is also recovering. We saw 29% sales growth there, almost back to pre-pandemic levels. How do you see this innovation taking place? What can customers and investors expect, and where can they expect these products?
Well, Brooke, you're absolutely right. Our away-from-home business is doing fantastic. It's almost entirely recovered sales-wise from pre-pandemic. And the partnership with JDE is one that we've had for over a decade. What's changed is that we are now sourcing some of that coffee directly from JDE and now have access to their newest, latest, and greatest equipment. So think of large banquet halls, large conference centers in the largest hotel chains. That's where those products go. And as folks are doing more conferences, that business will continue to recover as well. So we're really pleased with the partnership with them.
Mark, the $150 million charge on the Rachel Ray pet food business, what's driving that?
Well, as we've talked over the last several quarters, we have done tremendous work reshaping our portfolio in terms of divesting a few brands and focusing our resources in the fastest growing parts of our business, whether that's coffee, Uncrustables, and so forth. And in pet specifically, it's pet snacks and cat food, where we most recently took the #1 position in dry cat food with Meow Mix. And so since we've shifted our focus to pet snacks and cat, we have slightly de-emphasized our dog portfolio, and we will continue to work on it and stabilize it, but our focus will remain on pet snacks and cat.
Fair enough. The team is coming off a presentation at CAGNY. That's the big annual food conference. And your presentation at Smucker got a lot of attention out there in the street for when you mentioned about potentially doing a transformative deal. What did you mean by those comments? And is there anything coming?
Well, M&A has always been part of our strategy. And I mean, that's over 20 years, that's been part of our strategy. That's how we become the company that we are today. So that hasn't changed. We continue to look at acquisition opportunities. The one refinement that we've been trying to convey is that if there's a large transformative M&A, potentially in a new category, we would consider that as long as it gives us a leadership position. And we would consider bolt-on acquisitions in our existing categories to sort of round out our portfolio. But what is new, and just a refinement really, is we won't go after small emerging brands in categories where we're not already playing. We're really focused on maintaining our leadership position in categories, and to the extent that our M&A efforts support that, that's the strategy.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. JM Smucker CEO Mark Smucker, always good to see you, and always good to see you as well. Yahoo Finance's Brooke De Palma. Talk to you later.
Thank you both for having me.
Appreciate it.